she's real pretty. And you may have heard her name is Vickie Eisenstein. You may suspect she's the #1 host of the Eisenstein affair. Vickie Eisenstein, I wish that I could make her mine. Vickie Eisenstein, so fine. Vickie Eisenstein, so fine. Vickie Eisenstein, so fine.
Oh my god, it's amazing! Welcome to the Eisenstein Effect. I'm your host, Vickie Eisenstein, and these are my guests.
Katie.
Eric.
All right, Katie and Eric are actually two members of this awesome troupe called Nerdologues, and they also perform music together.
That's true.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Awesome interview, guys.
All right, see you later, Vickie.
So tell me about the Nerdologues.
So the Nerdologues are a comedy collective made up of 7 people. We all, come from a sketch comedy and improv background, but we do a
All
lot
but
more
me.
than that. That's right,
Yeah,
all but you.
I'm a cheat. Yeah, I'm comedy adjacent, but anyway, go
But
ahead.
you write, and you're excellent. Eric writes a lot of stuff for the Nerdologues.
My credential is I'm excellent.
Yes, excellent.
So you have a writing background?
Yeah. I was an English and philosophy major and a comedy nerd, so that's kind of my qualifications. But really, it's because I know Kevin Reeder, who's one of the founders of the Nerdologues.
Gotcha.
So I got involved because he was like, "Hey, you should come do this show that we do and play some music at it." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll do that." And then 5 years later, I'm part of the group. So.
That's the way to get it.
Yeah. I think so. Have a talent that no one else in the group has. I was the only musical person for a while, but now Katie is now you're there too.
And now I'm there
Stop
too.
it, Katie.
What, am I edging you out?
No, you need my guitar though.
I do need it.
Yeah.
Because I can write piano music, but I can't really play the piano live very well. But I can
Is
write.
it like a nerves thing?
It's a nerves thing, and
Yeah.
if I was gonna and I can write on the piano. I think writing on the piano is different than being able to play it live.
Really?
Yes, for sure.
I guess, yeah, because there is a difference too between writing something and speech giving, so I suppose it's kind of that same sort of difference, right?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Okay,
But
gotcha.
I love it, and I probably I need to get a hobby. And my boyfriend's like, you need a hobby so you stop going crazy and getting too drunk all the time. So
That's a hobby.
yes,
It's definitely a hobby.
definitely a hobby. Definitely though, I think I'm gonna pick up more piano stuff as a hobby so I can unburden Eric.
I enjoy it. It actually is amazing to me anytime Katie will write a song. So you'll sing it into your iPhone, right, with no chords, and just send me this file, and then you'll be like, all right, here's a song, make music for it. And it's actually not that hard. I guess Katie writes in a way that is very it follows patterns that are pretty easy to pick up on, I guess. So it's easy for me to get in there and figure out what she's doing, even though she doesn't necessarily have the same musical background that I do.
That's
and
cool.
it works really well. Yeah.
That's kind of how at Second City, when you take the writing classes or conservatory, that's how we do it. Is we kind of just write the lyrics, and then the MD is and I made a song for you.
Yeah, which is great. Did you do the music conservatory?
I didn't do the music when I did the regular one.
Nice, cool, cool, dude.
Did you do the music one?
I did both of them. I did the
Okay,
regular
awesome.
one and the music one. I did them
Perfect.
at the same time, so I was like, oh, this is a lot.
Oh, that is a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna haphazard a guess that most of your content is nerdy for Nerdologues?
Actually not necessarily. That's how it started. The troupe began in 2010 before Chris Hardwick and before Nerd was really it had the cultural cachet it has now. I think what we've done with the name Nerdologues is it's not about what you like, but how you like it. We all try to bring this kind of passion that you would call nerdy to whatever we like and whatever we do, more than oh, here's a reference, to something. We definitely have songs about, or sketches about Star Trek and Game of Thrones or whatever, but it's not we write a show setting out to be okay, what is the hot thing for nerds? How can we parody it? That's not what we do.
So it's kind of I'm a sports nerd, I'm a this nerd or that nerd kind of idea?
Yeah, yeah. A big thing that we do, which is really my main contribution to the group, is a storytelling show called Your Stories, and And when people, like when that started out, it was everybody just being like, oh yeah, I played with action figures when I was a kid, or like this or that. But now it's not about that at all. It's just people like sharing whatever they want, and as long as it's like earnest and open, like that's what we do, I feel like.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So then tell me a little bit about, what is your music background then?
I don't mean to make it sound high-minded. I play music. Like, I played guitar since I was in 8th grade. I'm self-taught. I just love rock and roll in my soul. That's my background. I was in a cover band for a while. We were never super successful, but I made some money at it, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm competent at least.
What was the name of your cover band?
Take Cover. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Makes
That's
sense.
amazing.
That's great.
Yes. And then, so now I know you did Second City.
Yes.
What did you have a theater background before that?
Yeah, I studied musical theater at college. So I went to Belmont University in Nashville.
Okay.
And I studied back in the days when I went to Belmont for musical theater. The musical theater major degree was a Bachelor of Music degree with basically a theater and dance minor.
Okay.
Whereas now it's more of an MFA there. But I really like that it was a music degree with like pepper in some theater, pepper in some dancing, because I feel like I got to learn a lot of great music technique and fundamentals and stuff.
That is really awesome.
Yeah.
What's your favorite musical?
Right now I'm really loving Hamilton.
Who is it?
You know?
Oh my god.
I
so
resisted
great.
listening to it for so long,
No.
and Katie and Joe, who are in the group, were like, "No, it's seriously like one of the best albums this year." I really loved it.
It's so good,
Yeah.
and I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't either.
No,
who has?
No, people in New York have seen it.
Yeah, if they can get a ticket.
Right, it's so expensive.
Right.
So expensive. Other than that, I really, really like old timey classic musicals where the women are all just like sex objects.
You really like that?
Yeah, I've been in some of those. I'm like, cool, objectify me, put me up on a piano, let me sing an 11 o'clock number. This is great. In real life, I'm like, don't do that. But on stage, I'm like, yeah, put me in a sparkly dress and let me look hot.
Well, I'm sure that like informs a lot of your satire and stuff too, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
For sure.
There you go.
A few years ago, a friend of mine and I co-wrote a musical that was a parody of Full House.
Oh.
Yes. And it was called Attend to the Tale of Danny Tanner. It kind of like mapped over the Scottish play a little bit and
Nice.
Sweeney Todd. And it was very dark and
Are
brooding.
you so like superstitious that you won't even say Macbeth in a house?
I won't say it at all.
Well, this is a stage right now, but
This is a soundstage now,
yeah.
I guess.
I just picked up on that too. I've never noticed that before.
I never ever say it. Ever.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever accidentally said it and then had to do like the spitting, turning, like burn down the theater thing? I don't know what the actual thing is.
I think I have accidentally said it, but I don't do that other thing. I just kind of go like, please, nothing happens.
So what is the name of his wife in that play to you? Lady the Scottish play?
Lady M.
Lady M.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's actually my hamster's name is Lady Macbeth.
Oh, really?
Yes. I named her that because she's so freaking OCD and like she seems like she's plotting something all the time.
That's great.
so-
Oh my gosh, hilarious.
Yeah. What's up with the arrow?
Oh, I just got this a few weeks ago, actually. It's like, well, actually, it ties into the Nerdologues. I made a lot of positive change in my life the past year, and the Nerdologues were a big part of that. I kind of was going through a downward, like, self-destructive spiral,
Aw.
and they kind of rescued me, and I was in a show with them called what was it?
Lord of the Wrigley, yeah.
Lord of the Wrigley. It was kind of like a Lord of the Rings like mashup with the Cubs and the Sox. It was very fun.
For those not in the know, in Chicago, Wrigley Field is where the Cubs play, and so yeah,
Yes.
hence the reference.
Yes. And I played like a kind of like a Legolas archery character.
Ooh, fun.
And that was super fun, like a ranger, you know. And so like, you know, moving forward, and that character and the Nerdologues saved my life. So I got this tattoo.
Tell me a little about the music that you two do.
We went and saw Jenny Lewis. When was that?
That was in May.
In May.
Yeah.
And she is just a goddess and perfect and writes like non-genre specific amazing music.
Okay.
And when we saw her, I was like, Eric, we have to do an album, which hasn't happened yet.
No.
It will.
I'm just waiting on those songs.
I know, it's up to me, and I keep writing stuff that I hate. So, but you can really only control that you write. You can't really control if it's good or not.
Well, the other thing too is like we're so subjective, and as artists, we're so critical. So it might not be something bad. You might like at the moment think you hate it, but like if you are open to sharing it with someone you trust, like they might be like, actually, that's really great, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, you're right, I'm awesome.
Vickie, that is so smart.
Thank you.
Yeah. You should never throw out like the things that you don't like. Like keep them around. That's how Springsteen got his whole last few albums. Just like stuff that was sitting in a drawer somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to send you the things that I'm like, these are shit.
Yeah.
Maybe you like them.
Yeah, for real. It's always nice to break up a sketch show with some music. So Katie wrote a really good one about, she says it's about her aunt passing, although it's not at all.
Not.
But it is just a really gross song about what happens when you die. So that's yeah.
You shit yourself.
Yeah. That is
And
what
your
happens.
nails keep growing, right?
Yeah, that's the next one. Follow up. I exhumed your dead
Sequel.
corpse, and now you have really long nails. Can I paint them?
But it is like
What do you see you guys kind of like going into next? Like, what's the big plans for the future?
we made a game last year, 2015. We made a game. We put it on Kickstarter. That was really cool. It actually just started shipping to people this week because it
Did you bring a copy?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
You did? Show me. Show me your game.
So
Fisticuffs.
this is our game, Fisticuffs. It is a free for brawl boxing card game set on a 1920s airship.
What?
And yeah, it's kind of like the Hunger Games meets Uno.
That's amazing.
It's so fun. You play as a character, and they have like special powers, and then the objective is to be the last fighter standing, and you use cards to like punch your opponents and take down their health and win.
That's so awesome.
Yes.
How did this come about?
So we took a retreat in March 2014, and Kevin, the co-founder, was like, "Hey, I want to make a game for some reason. I don't know." He just thought it was a cool idea, and so we like workshopped this thing that over 16 months turned into Fisticuffs, and it was really sweet. I can't believe we did something like this.
I know.
That's so cool.
It's and people want it, and people love playing it. We went with it to PAX.
In Seattle.
In Seattle, and there was our favorite. I think our favorite compliment was this kid, this like 11-year-old kid, came up with his mom, and he played around. He like
because we were like demoing it.
They had a demo version, and they like went away for a little bit, and then he came back and he bought it with like his own money, which is I think such a big deal when a kid buys something with their own money.
That means like you really, really wanted
I know.
it. Yeah.
And he said it was his favorite part of PAX was playing our game.
I know.
That's
Which is
amazing.
crazy because like that's a huge like Wizards of the Coast spent like millions of dollars to have Magic the Gathering there, and our stupid game was like his favorite part.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. Congratulations, you guys.
Other than that, man, I feel like what started out as a sketch comedy group, we've kind of moved away from live shows, but we'll still be doing some.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, we do your stories it's come to a couple of times a month now.
Yeah. Your story, the podcast thing, that happens a lot. That's kind of, I don't know, it's like our main outreach that we do, our main live thing now, and that's really cool. So we do that pretty frequently. It turns into a podcast.
That's
And
great.
we have a few podcasts. We have like kind of a podcast arsenal.
Yeah, arsenal. That's a good word for it. We weaponize podcasts.
Yes.
That's probably the best way to go about it, especially if you want to compete with Russia. So
Yeah, right. And that is always on our mind is what is
What's
Russia doing? Yeah.
it's the great podcast race.
Yeah. Russia, Chris Hardwick, Earwolf, our top 3 competitors. Yeah.
I guess I kind of really want to hear like one of your songs. Would you be okay with maybe playing?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It looks like there's a guitar over there in the corner.
How did that get here?
Just happened that we brought a guitar.
Yeah. Katie, you're going to play it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So this song that we're gonna play is called Mad.
Based on the magazine.
Based on the magazine.
Not the TV show.
No. Come on.
Come on, Vickie.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify. I want to make sure.
It was written in the heat of like a lot of feelings that I had.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty apparent what they are.
All right, you ready for this?
Ready? She's a ghost who's haunted me. She has a hold on us, baby, can't you see? And I tried to set us free, but I don't think I can. Your words are within disguise, where you were when you're spinning lies. I don't want to be a woman who cries all night about me.
other room looked at
Yeah. He was kind of on, like, he hit his cues there. That
He
was
did.
great.
Ajax killed it.
He's a really musical bird.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I really love that song.
Thanks.
Do you want to go into the story behind that?
Sure, why not?
Okay, yeah, let's talk about it.
Cool. So my boyfriend, who I love very dearly, had like his ex-girlfriend is, I think while they were together, she's a good girlfriend, but she's a shitty ex-girlfriend, and she just kind of like overstepped her bounds.
Gotcha. So you had to lay down a lot in a song.
In a song, yeah.
You're like Taylor Swifting it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like it.
Totally Taylor Swifting it.
Which in 1989 was like one of your favorite albums of last year, right?
It was,
So
yeah.
it makes perfect sense.
So then, if we've got like a Taylor Swift sort of feel here, would you say writing-wise, who's your inspiration?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. That's because I'm not like crazy talented. Like I know enough to put together song structure.
That's
so
not true.
No,
Modest.
well, because
What
like
did I tell you? No modesty on this podcast.
the people that I look up to, I don't know that I emulate songwriting style. Like I just know enough to put together like a kind of a pop song in the way that like, man, I don't even know. I couldn't name anyone who I try to write like, but I can tell you that like performing inspirations like Bruce Springsteen, number one, he's my guy. He's my spirit animal.
All right.
Just the passion that he imbues in any project is incredible.
We're gonna head into plugs now, so why don't you plug for me? Where can people hear you? Where can they contact you? How can they get to know you better?
Ooh.
Well, my personal phone number is no. We have Nerdologues.com. You can find out about the Nerdologues and our upcoming events. You can follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. We're on Instagram.
Kind of on Instagram.
I mean, when I remember to post things on Instagram, we're there.
All our podcasts are on iTunes as well. It's Twitter at Nerdologues, Facebook _Nerdologues, so it's pretty easy to find. My personal handle is at the Mighty Garn.
Mine is at Generic Brunette.
And if you want to get to know me, man, I'm an open book. It's super easy. Now, Katie will shut you out. Katie has standards.
Don't be a pussy. That's basically my only
That's
standard.
true.
All right, love it.
If you guys like comic books, my day job is I manage a comic book store, which is super fun. So that's Pastimes in Niles, Illinois. I would love to chat comics with you. So come say hey to me at Pastimes.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching or listening. Make sure you check out the podcast and the video on YouTube because they're different. Also, go on Twitter on my personal account at Vickie Ironstone. Also, the show account at Eisenstein Effect, but that's EFCT because Twitter has limits on the length of words. That's cool. I'm blanking. www.VickieEisenstein.com for all of your needs except for shoe shining. Thank you. Thank you so much for being on my podcast show thing.
Thank you,
Thank you for
Vickie.
having us,
Yeah,
Vickie.
this was tons of fun.
So fun.